Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
What's up?
We're continuing on with Boba Fett, Season 1, Episode 3, or Chapter 3. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut-down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture for this reaction. However, if you want to watch the whole thing with us, uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabyKoay, where you can watch the whole series with us, but you will need your own Disney Plus subscription, so you can open up the show in an adjacent window to our reaction, and it's like you're watching it with two of your favorite pals from the internet. So if you're watching this on Patreon already, thanks so much for supporting us here. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching, and hopefully you are. Pew, pew. Okay, here we go.
Yes, motherfucker, didik.
The Espa jidik du Jabba. Untap.
I still think that's cool. That little scroll.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You notice they didn't show any of the backstory stuff, which was a huge part of the episode.
That's because it has nothing to do with this episode, I'm sure.
I guess maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Now we're getting back into like the thick of the action, the political drama and intrigue and potential death.
Right. The present day stuff.
Yeah. What is that?
It's interesting how it looks very old school.
Yeah.
Because there's no motion blur on it.
State your name and your business.
I am Lord Appeal. I am a watermonger in the...
Oh, shit.
A street gang of insolent youths has been stealing my inventory. Now, this never happened under the other daimyos, and I am insulted on your behalf. Rid the streets of Mos Espa of this scourge, and I will double my tribute to him.
Ah, the precarious hold of a new leader in a different land.
Yeah.
We stole it.
Wow. Brazen.
There is no work, mighty daimyo.
Then you will work for me. What do they owe you?
1,300 credits.
Take the 500 and consider it resolved.
You want to work or not?
I mean, that's one way to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Now they've just made another enemy.
Yeah, he's not gonna let that go.
Nope. It's like, I appreciate the way Boba Fett is trying to be a good leader, a just leader.
And resolve things.
Yeah, but it's just not gonna turn out well for him.
I was wondering how he was gonna handle that because it's like the guy was gonna pay him double the whatchamacallit, tithing or whatever, the tribute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do that, man. That makes you corrupt.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just doing everything's the same as it has been.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're gonna have to break some eggs to make an omelet, right? But
Okay, this is like the third time we're seeing this.
yeah.
It's the battle between his dad and Obi-Wan, I think. Or maybe it's following that battle.
Oh, we still get some of this.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The sands have belonged to the Tuscans since the ocean's dry.
We are happy to do business with either party, but we do not want to be taken advantage of by paying protection to both.
You will not hear from the Nikto Sen Riders again.
Dang. He's constantly having to,
Yeah. It's like no one takes him seriously.
No, they do, but he's always having to, solve other problems first. Having to rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
Every single episode.
It's like, why can't it just be easy? It wouldn't be fun to watch then.
Right, I mean, I guess it's his challenge.
Yeah.
But I am starting to wonder how this connects to the greater story. Uh-oh.
Oh no, did they?
No way. They got wiped out while he was gone?
Oh no.
Damn.
Is this the biker gang that did this?
Now he's gonna go get payback. Or give payback. Damn.
Did anyone make it?
Whoa. That's like his new
horrific.
family. It's
Yeah.
like he keeps losing people that he cares about. This is crazy. I hope Ming-Na Wen makes it to the end of the season.
Right?
Why would you do that? Like, now you're just asking for it.
Well, that's a rude awakening. That's not fair.
Where's his protection?
Yeah. He should always be protected when he's in there. Okay. Oh no. Oh man. Ah! God, I thought his fingers were quite close to his mouth. Okay. All right. What are you doing?
He's suffocating him.
Oh. All right, kids, let's go. Oh. Yeah, you need like long range weapons for this guy. Oh.
God damn! Like,
Oh my god. Oh. Where's Fennec Shand when you need her? Come on. Oh. Oh no. Ah! Ah! That took her a while, didn't it?
I know.
Like, where were you? Having a nap? That's like an I told you face if ever there was one.
Damn, he took a lot of falls in that fight.
Yeah.
The twins are here. They have brought a gift.
What kind of gift?
A fart bomb.
Und Giju Chrysanthemum Crispa Uba.
Otlakani.
I'm so distracted by that. What is it? Who is it?
Oh! Oh shit! No way! They're gonna put him back in the dungeon and then that's gonna eat the Chewbacca thing. Oh, look who it is.
Oh.
Of course, Robert Rodriguez always hires him.
Clear off Tatooine, then I will consider it.
Oh shit, this is crazy.
Und Hakindo Payuya. Die Hajidik Espo Andopa Lace.
Oh, what?
Promised by who?
Among the Puya Karakamokshe.
And what of the huts?
Otbaka du ata. No otalucha.
Nigula da Punu.
Oh, alright. I thought I was gonna eat
I
him.
offer him back if you renounce all claims to Jabba's legacy on Tatooine.
They're like, we don't care.
Si en Rimashuk.
Tatooine dupadudarame. Adwara Wookie patalopangaba.
Shache Kopa.
Aw. They just left him behind.
Take it from an ex-bounty hunter. Don't work for Skugholes. It's not worth it.
That was kind.
Quite quite the gift.
But then you have to feed it, right?
Yeah, prisoners.
Stand here.
Oh, do we trust him?
It does seem suspect, but that may just be because it's Danny Trejo. I still haven't been to his restaurant. I heard he's one of the nicest guys in the world.
Who's he gonna look at? Daddy.
Easy, boy. Easy.
Oh, it's scary.
I know.
Like, could just like bite your arm off.
We heard back from the mayor's office. He remains completely unavailable for at least the next 20 days.
Feed the Ranko. A full ronto carcass from the larder. Don't worry. He'll be back.
Oh.
I just
scared.
can't. Yeah, I can't tell what's going on there.
They're very colorful, the gang.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings about about those bikes.
Unfortunately, Mayor Moksha's schedule is a bit complicated.
Just punch him.
Unfortunately. Actually, I may be able to rearrange some of the appointments that aren't as time sensitive as yours. So if you'll excuse me, I'll see what I'm able to do.
Just go in. Just run after him.
Did he just lock the door?
I told you! They should have just, like, run in after him. He's such a weaselly weasel. Oh, okay.
Just like that, huh?
She's very resourceful.
Thanks, Ferric.
Why are they always moving alone? Where's their team? Where's their backup?
Yeah, they're waiting outside,
like-
chilling, laughing. Useless.
Get up!
You should have been waiting. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
He's bumping into everything. How have they not caught up to him already?
Uh-oh. Oh, what a waste.
That's expensive.
Finally.
This dude on the right looks like a wizard. They both look like wizards.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Oh, ouch. Ruh-roh.
Dumb robot. Oh, GTA stunts. Damn, you're just messing up the whole town.
Whoa.
I hate manure. That was a Back to the Future thing.
Where is he?
He's with the Pikes. The mayor's gone. He's working with the Pikes.
Is he?
Payback is sweet. Even if it takes time.
I'm convinced that was a Back to the Future reference. Where he slams into the fruit and all falls into his truck.
It might have been.
Because Biff always found himself crashing into manure.
How many?
So a dozen at least.
They arrived on the Starliner. These are just the first wave. They're going to war.
Then we will be ready.
Okay.
That felt very much like an in-betweener episode.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, out of the 3 that we've watched so far, this hasn't been my favorite. I think my favorite was last week's episode so far.
I have mixed feelings about this entire episode. I enjoy the story of Boba Fett so much in this show. I was talking with a friend the other night who was complaining that he's supposed to be a bounty hunter, and we're not getting any bounty hunting, even though it's Boba Fett.
Right.
I didn't mind. I'm enjoying this, this uncovering of his new life, of this new story of him, trying to be a leader to this town or whatever. And so in this episode, we got him trying to resolve the problems that a leader might encounter, especially when you're trying to turn over a new leaf and do this the right way.
Right.
Because he could just follow in the footsteps of his predecessors and lead with just fear, but he's trying to command with respect.
Exactly. And the, I guess, ironic thing is that while he is trying to gain the respect of the people around him, like that guy, the water vendor, was all like, people don't respect you. It's like they expect him to rule in the same manner as Jabba did before him and the other daimyos. And because he's not corrupt, because he's trying to be just and fair, they're like, nah, we don't respect you. So it's all kind of backfiring, but I guess he's holding on and trying to play the long game.
Well, it's not entirely backfiring because there are people who work for him now that trust him and believe in him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's the long game of like, I'm going to get the people who matter to respect me, but it's going to take time, you know?
And so we're getting a continuation of all that. We see what happened with the Tusken Raiders and why he's not part of that group anymore.
Yeah, that was quite sad.
Well, they had to kill them off because he was loyal to them. There was no reason for him to ever leave.
True.
And so by killing them off, it makes sense as to how he, moves forward in his journey to eventually meet Ming-Na Wen. And so there's that. The group that he's hired, they're cool, I guess. They might grow on me. My initial gut feeling was like, really? That's my honest, immediate response.
It's kind of like, it's cyberpunk. Okay.
A little bit mixed with Harry Potter. To me, they straight up look like wizards, like the outfits and stuff. But anyway, the bikes and all that, it feels like something out of an 80s movie.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how I feel about it. It's just so colorful. It completely contrasts everything else in this world. And so that could be a positive. But because that hasn't been done in this show up to now, it just sort of threw me off, because it completely contrasts the color palette of everything else in the show.
No, yeah, and I can see where you're going with that. There are some things that I like about them, it's cool so that he's managing to bring more people into the fold. What I'm really interested in is just how the story is unfolding. It's kind of like pulling back the layers to his story, and now we're starting to see how some of that stuff in the past, because you were saying it earlier on in the episode, but how does this connect? But we're starting to see how it actually is connecting, because those people, I think it was the Pikes that killed his
the Tusken Raiders.
The Tusken Raider tribe. And so, here it is. It's come full circle, and he's finally going to get the opportunity to pay them back. Hopefully, well, not pay them back, but you know what I mean? To
get back at them.
Get back
Revenge.
at them. Yeah. That'll be interesting, but it seems like their force is quite formidable, because if that's only the beginning wave, he doesn't really have that many people who are willing to, come to bat for him. He's starting to grow his group,
We don't even know for sure if it was the biker gang that killed off the Tusken Raiders or if it was them somehow.
Right.
We don't know.
They're connected, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows? The fight scene with the Wookiee bothered me, and the chase bothered me. And
okay.
So the fight scene with the Wookiee bothered me because if you have ever listened to the way that Wookiees are talked about in Star Wars lore, they're very, very dangerous creatures. They could rip your arms off. They are extremely dangerous. And he's just tossing Boba Fett with a backhand. That would tear his face off. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I feel like if that Wookiee had that, if he had those shock knuckles, because they're
the brass knuckles.
Well, they're not brass, but yeah.
Yeah.
He's striking him clear in the face. And Boba Fett goes flying across the room into some shit, and he just gets up again. I'm like...
Yeah, I thought he would have maybe had a little bit of an electric shock or something. I don't know what the power of that thing is, but it didn't really seem to do that much apart from just whack him.
I think that what would have helped this episode is if one of the guys in the gang that he hired was more robotic, so that he could get killed or she could get killed. So you could see the power of the Wookiee, because as it was, that Wookiee didn't do damage to anybody. It just took a lot of people to stop him.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, to your argument of how they're really strong, it took everyone, and one of the pig guys got bitten.
Yeah, but nobody died. Like, that's
Okay.
This is supposed to be a super dangerous, like, he literally hired a bunch of expendable people. One of them could have gotten killed off, just so we can see that this Wookiee is very lethal.
Sure.
Because as it is, it's like, he's just gonna tussle you. It's just gonna be like a wrestling match.
It was pretty scary, though. I
was scared for a minute, but then but the third time Boba Fett went down, I stopped being scared. I'm like, he just keeps flying into shit. You know what I mean? Sure. So, on that note, Boba Fett keeps falling down a lot in this show. Like, physically, he keeps getting knocked down. And I'm like, okay, I get that it's like a Chumbawamba song, but come on. There's a balance to be struck between John McClane and, I don't know, Superman, like whatever it is that you want it to be, whoever it is that you have in your mind, like, because John McClane is a hero in Die Hard that keeps getting knocked down, but somehow he makes it to the end, right? Mm-hmm. That's not what happens here. He gets knocked out of the fight completely, and like in the first episode, Ming-Na Wen had to go chase on parkour, and then here his people had to save him.
That's their job, though.
But he keeps getting damaged severely every fight. I'm like, when? You know what I mean? It's like, when do we see him be a badass? I mean, maybe that's yet to come, but it's just a little bit frustrating because all we've seen him do is survive so far.
Right. And maybe that's what he has to do. I mean, every time something happens, every day he's going into that chamber and trying to heal. Maybe there's some sort of lasting effect as to
I don't know, man. It's like you see Jackie Chan get hit and kicked and thrown to the ground, but he still gets up and beats the bad guy or bad guys. Like, Jackie Chan still wins in the end, even though he's this very vulnerable character. It's cool that you're making Boba Fett vulnerable, but let him be a hero. Right now, it's like, I don't know why anyone's got his back. Like, he can't even protect himself. Like, you know what I mean?
He's a nice guy. He let the Wookiee go.
I get it.
His kindness is either going to be his downfall or it's going to help him in the long run.
I'm surprised he didn't turn to the Wookiee and say, you work for me.
I thought that was what was going to happen, honestly. But I think if the Wookiee worked for him, it would be like he was a slave again and he was in
because
servitude.
He's paying him. He's like, you can work for me or you can leave. It's up to you.
Oh, I see. Because I thought the Hutts were all like...
They gave it to him as they gave the Wookiee as a slave, but he could have been like, not a slave. Take off the cuffs. You can work for me or you can leave. It's your choice.
Right.
And he walks back into the thing.
Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll come back and be like, I want to work for you because there's nothing good for me out there. So at least he's given him the choice. He made it himself.
Sort of.
Didn't get it put inside his head.
He's got this war coming for him and he didn't hire that Wookiee. That's just weird to me.
He makes a lot of weird choices in this show, to be fair.
So the car chase stuff, like, in theory, it's cool.
Yeah.
But like, the speeder was knocking into everything. I don't know how the four dudes didn't catch up. Like,
I know.
They're not knocking into anything. They're on what is a space bike, as it were, and they can't catch up.
Yeah, I know. I was a little bit frustrated because it felt like it was kind of slow.
Yeah.
Because if we made this into just like a regular car versus motorbikes can actually accelerate and
exactly.
like really get up there. And I'm surprised that it took a while for one of them to actually get in front of the car and do all the stuff. And
I thought that final moment was kind of cool where she goes up and does the GTA stunt and like lands on top of the car. I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as thrilling as I wanted it to be. And that has to do with just the speed factor, which was also a case in the parkour sequence. I don't know if I'll be able to put it up. I hope I can. I did a reaction with Lorena Abreu. Mm-hmm. And if you guys aren't familiar with her yet, she is a parkour lady, stunt girl lady. She was a stunt girl in the reshoots for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We did a reaction to the parkour sequence and then immediately followed that up with the Casino Royale sequence. Mm-hmm. And it shows you the immediate disparity in terms of momentum and just thrillingness, when you compare the Star Wars parkour sequence with the Casino Royale parkour sequence, right?
Right.
Now, this will all go into more detail when you watch that reaction, if we're able to get it up, because we might not be able to. Anyway, point being is, there is a thrilling way to show that, and then there's this way to show it,
Sure.
And I don't know why. It's Robert Rodriguez. He's good at this shit. So I don't know why, like, the first time I saw him direct anything Star Wars related was in Mandalorian, and he did a really good job there for me, like, in my opinion.
He did this episode?
Yes, he directed this episode.
Oh, okay.
And so, I think he also directed the first episode.
He did, yeah.
So it's just a little bit surprising to me with it being Robert Rodriguez, and maybe there were limitations at play that he couldn't do anything about, and he just did the best he could.
Right.
I have no idea. I didn't talk to the guy. I've only seen him once in real life. So I would love to chat with him about the Star Wars stuff and his involvement in this, actually. That would be a fun conversation. But anyway, about this, it It wasn't as thrilling as it could have been. For me.
I think for me, the chase scene, it was just that a lot of it was just so visibly CGI that I
there was that.
Really, like, for some reason, my brain just wasn't really digging it that much, because I was like, oh, well, they just look like they're kind of floating. You know what I mean? It didn't really, it lacked some punch.
I didn't mind the CGI look as much as I normally do. It was more just the lack of motion blur, I guess.
Sure.
It's just like
maybe
it just didn't have momentum to it. Is the easiest way to put it. It felt like there was this episode of Seinfeld that I watched recently where George Costanza somehow like convinced his boss that he was disabled and he got a motorbike for old people.
Oh,
and
the scooter,
and there was a scooter chase sequence on the sidewalk with George Costanza and the old people who he pissed off. That's what this felt like to me.
A little bit, yeah.
It was just like, whoa, like these guys are going like 10 miles an hour. I felt like
it did feel like that.
It felt like if like you got one of y'all just got off the bike, you'd be able to catch up on foot. Like, no problem.
But it was cute though what they did, kind of incorporating the comedy in there. It kind of turned into more of like a goofy chase as opposed to...
Because of the 8 left turns? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, because they kept hitting into things. That bit where the two guys were in the rickshaw pulled by
that was
droid,
funny.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So like there were cute little moments in there.
I felt like that scene played the same card 3 times. Like the dude with the tails thing, I don't know what that creature's called, I forgot. He made a left bumping into shit like 3 times in that sequence. I'm like, didn't we see this shot already?
He's a bad driver.
And from behind his head looks like an ass. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a so-so episode. It was just like, we're just a continuation of the story. I felt like blue balls for me, to be honest. Like the point of where it was all headed, I was like, okay, this is just a setup for the next.
Yeah, it's a connecting episode.
Yeah,
it's exposition, some action. I mean, yeah, they made a point to give us the action that we enjoy, but like what I really liked about the previous episode was just how much story there was, and already like before we even watched it, seeing that it was a 40-minute episode, I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's different from last week.
It felt short though.
It felt really short, and last week was a nice long episode, and we really got to kind of get into his backstory, and it was so interesting. But I am loving this new thing with the Rancor. And learning about that beast, and now he's gonna have a new pet. I love animals, so I'm just like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's nice. It kind of reminds me of how people talk about pit bulls, because there's this misconception, or they can be fierce and they can be bred for fighting, but they are just really sweet creatures. So it was kind of like the Star Wars equivalent of a pit bull.
Yeah, okay, something suspect there still though, because I'm not sure about Danny Trejo.
I know.
Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let us know your feelings in the comments below. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.